Alright, welcome to the channel everybody. This is the second channel for The Real Ghost. I appreciate everybody that came over from the main channel. Now we do have a little bit of a different goal over here for this channel. I do want to kind of branch off into some other games. I do mainly stick to FPS content. That is just kind of what I'm into. But over here I really want to venture off into all types of titles and bring you guys all different kinds of content, like all the way from XDefiant. You can expect some zombies content like I do on the main channel. You can expect some Warzone content. I really do want to do a little bit of everything over here and not be so tied down to like one niche. So if you guys are like me and you really like FPS content with maybe a little bit of other stuff sprinkled in here and there, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, I greatly appreciate it. So today we're going to be hopping into the so-called brand new COD killer. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, there is absolutely nothing that can kill Call of Duty but Call of Duty itself, and I have a feeling that Call of Duty is one of those things that will probably outlive most of us, unfortunately. XDefiant really does come out the gate absolutely swinging, and the best way that you really can describe this gameplay would be Call of Overwatch. Well, the gunplay and just the overall feeling of the game is very reminiscent of games like Black Ops 2. It combines itself with a faster movement system similar to games like Apex, where sliding into a B-hop is actually incredibly useful. Now, while I do think it is very cool that they take all of the characters from all Ubisoft's franchises and have integrated them into this game, I really just don't hold any major connection to any of them because I've not really played any of these games a lot. I really did like a lot of the Far Cry games, did grow up playing some Splinter Cell, but a lot of that I honestly barely even remember. It's kind of hazy, and especially with the characters that they decided to use in this game from Far Cry, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys, I got about halfway through Far Cry 6 and I just stopped playing because it just couldn't hold my interest. My overall connection to the characters is just a little bit lackluster. Most of the abilities that these characters bring to the game are actually pretty cool, and this is coming from somebody that really doesn't like the hero shooter aspect. Now, for the most part, most of them aren't too overpowered to the point where they're actually going to be determining the outcome of your matches. It is unless you guys actually have a team that is going up against you that is stacking and they know how to use their operators correctly. Now, as somebody who does play solo quite a lot myself, I will say the majority of your lobbies are not really going to be stacked with a lot of teams. Definitely a lot of loners out there in the world, believe me, I know I'm one of them. The variety of modes that it provides already is decent, but it does need a little bit of work. They do remind me a little bit more of like Overwatch's game modes. I find myself sticking to the domination playlist a little bit more than the others. It really could just be the Call of Duty player in me. But I do feel like the two things that this game desperately needs to integrate fast would be a search and destroy mode. We also desperately need a free-for-all. Free-for-all for all of those solo players out there, and then I really feel like a search and destroy mode would just be so good in this game. Lastly, a straight-up team deathmatch would be nice, but I think those two should be priority. Now, this game does have a really big thing going for it, and that is that it is free to play, but that does bring a couple of issues along with it. Now, my main concern is that they will just keep this thing absolutely barren with things that we can earn without actually opening up our wallets, and that the only way to actually earn the cooler skins and stuff for our characters, or maybe really cool weapon skins and stuff like that, is by buying things out of the shop. So far here at launch, that is about how things are looking. There's really only about 3 different skins that you can earn in the game just by playing it, and that is the mastery camos, the bronze, the silver, and then the gold camo, and that's just by leveling up your weapons, which is a whole nother subject that we gotta talk about. Holy freaking hell, the leveling on these weapons is slow. When I mean slow, I mean slow. Like, you will be grinding these things out for a really long while, but I know that that is definitely their intentions, but man, I think it could be sped up just ever so slightly. When it comes to overall gameplay, I do see a couple little small issues, but they could be just me and kind of gripes on my part. I feel like the time to kill is nice. I do actually like the longer time to kill. It makes it so you can actually have gunfights, which I do enjoy. I do feel like it could be knocked back just ever so slightly, like maybe just even 2 HP, 3 HP less than what it is now. With the way that the health sits right now, I do feel like most of the guns in the game do require an extended mag if you plan on getting into more than one gunfight, like consistently. Most of the time what'll happen is that you'll get into a gunfight, and even if you win that gunfight, you're going to be either trying to reload or doing something, and then you'll get caught off guard, and that's usually when you get taken out. Longer time to kills also kind of create a scenario where a lot of people flank a lot more often than they would in most other FPS games. Like in a lot of other FPS games, especially in games like Call of Duty, people charge in head first a lot. In this game, people know that they do have a way higher chance of getting a kill if they are able to catch people off guard or shoot them in the back or from the side. I really do have to give them kudos because the variety of maps and the layouts that most of them have are done extremely well, and I think they really thought about this a lot, and they knew that people were going to be taking that flanking route option a lot, and they really designed the levels so that not only would you be all just funneling down the center of the map to all get to that, you know, midpoint, but you would also be having a lot of gunfights on the outskirts, which is also fun. Great level design. I'm sure the one main thing that people are probably going to want me to talk about is SPMM and how it feels in this game being completely off, and I do have to say it does feel really good. Variety of matches that you're going to find yourself getting into is just going to range all the way from your team being complete bots to the other team being complete bots, and it just could be anywhere in between. You can just have a match where you're just absolutely getting stomped on, and then in the next match you're the one that's doing the stomping. It also has more of an organic feel to it. Like when you're playing games like Call of Duty really kind of feels like it forces you into things. Like even once you've been doing really good and you feel like you're absolutely warmed up, they will throw you into an absolute blender of a match. There really is just something about it with how fast at the time to kill is in most of those games, and there is something that they do with their matchmaking that after you do really good in a few matches, it's just, there's something about it, man. There's just something that is off. The big misconception is that without skill-based matchmaking is that you will not be getting stomped on as much, and I do gotta say, you never know, your luck could be bad and all day you could end up getting just nothing but sweat lobbies. It is going to happen to you sometimes. Even in this game, to me, I've scratched my head a few times going, what is happening to me? Really, at the end of the day, I think it just comes down to the luck of the draw and what you get for lobbies that day. Biggest concern for XDefiant is the longevity. Like, will it have the legs to stand on in the long run? That is really still to be determined. I think it's just in how well that they keep up with updates and they actually, you know, continuously update the game and give us fresh new content. When I say content, I actually mean content. Like, don't just bring out battle passes and skins and stuff for us to buy and cosmetics and things like that. I'm talking about game modes, characters, things for us to earn, new camos. Really just need to absolutely keep the ball rolling with this game to keep the momentum up, because I do have to admit, as it stands right now, Call of Duty is just a way more fleshed out game, and if you are willing to spend the $60 to get into it, or hell, even just buying it while it's on sale, or even Black Ops 6, the new one that's about to come out this year, is coming out on Game Pass. As good as XDefiant really is, I think that they do need to step up their game quite a bit, because Call of Duty is still extremely similar, and it is just a way more fleshed out product. There is a few differences. XDefiant did just launch it, and it is a free-to-play title, but I mean, they really do need to step it up. They are competing in the same exact market. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I am a gamer that does enjoy playing multiple games. I don't really just want to be locked down to one in particular, so having this one out that does kind of scratch that same exact itch that I look for in Call of Duty, but it is different enough to actually keep me interested is nice. Competition is always a good thing. It might even make Call of Duty step up their game a little bit. I do want to say a big bravo to Mark and the team. You guys did an absolute amazing job on this game so far, and I am excited for what you guys got planned for the future. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys are thinking about this game so far. Are you guys enjoying XDefiant so far? I know I definitely am. Do me a big favor, guys, and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.